Hey guys, this video that I'm making is pretty much for the kids who are going into school soon, either this month, August, or the next one, or whenever you go, and you're scared to go because you're afraid that you're going to get bullied or picked on or whatever you want to call it for whatever reason. So pretty much I just want to start off with you can't take anything a bully says to heart because they only are saying those things to make you feel bad, um, you know, to hurt you, to make you feel insecure about yourself because that's probably how they're feeling. A lot of reasons why people bully, especially kids once you get into your teenage years or preteens or whatever. Most the biggest reason why kids bully is because they're insecure about themselves, and the only way to make themselves feel better is by making other people feel worse. Jeez, I can't talk. Anyway, so I just want to say you can't take anything they say to heart because that's not like if they say, "Oh, you're ugly" or "you're weird, you don't dress cool," or whatever. They're just saying that because they want to. They want to make you feel bad because it makes them feel good. Seeing you in pain is good for them because they're not the ones in pain. It's you, not them. So, another point I wanted to bring up was um, a lot of the bullying that goes on nowadays is for your looks, like your facial features, your hair, your clothing, your attire, like how you dress. And honestly, if what you're wearing makes you feel comfortable, then everybody else can just go somewheres because if you're comfortable wearing what you're wearing, then wear it. Like I'm wearing a too big for me ski club shirt and I don't care. It doesn't go all the way down. It doesn't show my boobs. It's not a belly shirt. It's not the coolest style ever, but I'm comfortable in it, so I'm going to wear it. Um Another thing this is especially for girls, but it does happen with guys is how you look, your face, and that kind of stuff. Like, as you see, I don't have any makeup on right now. None at all because I don't feel comfortable wearing makeup. And sometimes I do, but when I do, it's very light. I don't have any cover up on. You can see all my imperfections on my face, and I'm perfectly fine with that because I'm comfortable with it. So if you're not, then, uh, you know. And my hair, I just kind of threw it up. Um, it's not perfect. I don't care that it's not perfect. Like, I'm not gonna like, you shouldn't have to spend 3 hours each morning fixing your hair to make it look perfect so that people don't pick on you for it. And, that's just kind of how I feel about it. Um, but pretty much, you shouldn't have to change yourself for others. Um, Especially people, because some forms of bullying, I think, is um, when people pretend to be your friend and then they try to change you and they try to do this to you and that to you, and that's you know kind of crap because if people really are your friends, so this is a hard lesson you're gonna learn once you hit sixth grade and beyond is um, once or is like if your friends are trying to make you change and you don't want to change and they just keep pushing you, they're not your friend. They're not real friends. They're not good friends because good friends won't want to make you change. Um, I've dealt with that a lot. A lot of my friends have been like, um, you don't wear any makeup. You should wear makeup. Come on, you're going into high school now. You should be wearing makeup. You should be straightening your hair for 6 hours every morning. And I'm like, no, nope. But yeah, honestly, just be you. If people want you to change, then oh well. Because if you're comfortable doing the things you do, if you're comfortable being a band geek like me, or studying a lot and getting straight A's, and that kind of stuff, then you shouldn't be reprimanded for that, because guess what? You're going to be a successful person in life. You're going to go a lot farther than the people who are bullying you and calling you names and not trying and that kind of stuff. So I know it's hard once you get into your like middle school and high school, um, because there's a lot more pressure on being who you are, and there's a lot of pressure on what you do and who you hang out with and what you wear, and like I know especially once you get into high school, it's who you hang out with is a big thing, because um, I'm not gonna say I'm really low in the school like social class, like, there's popular and there's not so popular and stuff. I think I'm kind of like average-ish. And last year I started hanging out with some people who were, I hate saying this, people who were considered geeks or, not popular kids and stuff. So a lot of my friends were like, ew, why would you hang out with them? And my answer to that was, they're my friends, they're nice, they don't care what I look like or how I dress or, that kind of stuff. So, and then my friends that were kind of like, eh, they eventually came to terms with it, and some of them actually became friends with the people that I was becoming friends with that they didn't really like at first. And really, it's all personality. If, like, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, pretty much what I'm saying is, um, your looks shouldn't matter, because if they matter to your friends, then maybe it's time to get some new friends. And um, it's kind of hard to come to terms with that, because especially if you've been friends with somebody for a while, but they've started changing, you started changing, you kind of started just like spread apart, and yeah, and then once you become friends with new people, it's harder to um, accept your old friends and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I totally went off topic. Oops. But yeah, um, I personally am kind of afraid to go into ninth grade this year, because yeah, I'm going into high school, and the reason so is that I got bullied a lot last year. I have um, a moderate form of scoliosis in my back, and I have 3 different curves in my back, and it's really noticeable when I'm sitting, like when I'm standing, or when I have a 30-pound backpack on my back. But so I got bullied a lot about that last year. My friends, they helped me a lot through that, and very thankful for that. But um, again, I don't have the prettiest face. I don't have the best hair. I don't wear the, you know, $600 per t-shirt clothes, and um, I really did get bullied a lot over that kind of stuff. But I made it through. But I am a little, nervous about going into high school now, because, we're starting at the lowest of the low in the high school, and honestly, um, there's a lot more pressure on just looking nice and that kind of stuff, but you really shouldn't change unless you want to. So, I guess that's my point. Um, yeah. Somebody on the hallway. But, um, so yeah, there's always somebody who you can talk to. You can always talk to a guidance counselor, a teacher, your parents, me. You can always comment below, and I'm always out for giving advice and that kind of stuff. So there's always somebody you can turn to, no matter how alone you feel. So, yeah. Bye. Stay strong.